What is up, guys? Poledoo here. Welcome back to some more Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. Last time we technically started the chapter, but we had our first paralogue for Azure Gleam, and it was kind of awkward feeling. If Dedue wasn't involved, it was, I mean, it's one of those paralogues that Lysithia's comes to mind. There were characters involved, but it wasn't really their paralogue. Like, Dedue was there, I think, more like almost tokenized. I think you get what I'm trying to say. But it was really about Glenn and Ingrid and Felix more than anything. Just like Lysithia's paralogue was not about Lysithia. It's about Lawrence's dad. So kind of sucks that Dedue doesn't really get a paralogue, but it is what it is. That was our first one. Hopefully we can only go up from here, right? For next chapter's paralogue, that whatever it'll be. But I also mentioned I wasn't sure what I wanted to do it to do, so I have figured that out since. We're gonna come over here. I have bought the Sword of the Creator and the Dark Sword of the Creator with Renown. And let me just, so the Sublime Creator, oh yeah, Sublime Creator Sword. This one, it's Baguette and Sothis really only. Like, otherwise it's just a strong sword, but it causes them to their attacks hit twice. Pretty good for those two. However, you can look over at the Dark Creator Sword, and it just does that outright. You can see I made it plus 10. Dedue is gonna be a dancer. Dancing Dedue, why not? I made him a swordmaster in Blue Lions, like the actual 3 houses, because I thought it'd be funny and fun to do. You know, take the super slow, tanky growth character, make him a speedy boy, and we're gonna do that here with Dancer and give him this to make him busted. So let's unleash, boost that damage up to 200, and then every hit, that's kind of nuts. I also didn't realize when Rhea came in, we could unleash her weapons too. So Divine Glow, Seros's Favor, she has like Vamp, which is cool, restores HP proportional to damage dealt by the unit. Always like Vamp effects on weapons in video games. And then the Seros Shield, of course, Divine Glow, like everything else that's a silver weapon. And then Monster Aegis halves damage from monsters. So that's all very, very cool. But that, Dedue is the only one I think that majorly changed. But yeah, he's a dancer right now. With lethality and crit boost and all that fun stuff. But I believe before we jump into supports, much like all chapters with paralogs, there was story bits afterwards that I will put in here. All right, middle story time.
I have a message, Your Majesty. The Imperial Army has begun an assault on former Arendelle territory.
They've caught on to us.
And how does Arendelle fare?
The force we sent to bolster their defenses still holds the castle, but they're under considerable pressure. They may not hold out much longer.
That bad, huh? Could they have planted spies in our midst at the fortress?
Even were that the case, this would be an odd turn of events. We left sizable reserves guarding both Aryan Road and Arendelle. Under those circumstances, Felix's unit alone would seem enough to keep the enemy at bay.
But this enemy marches under the flag of the Black Eagles. They appear to be the Emperor's personal battalion.
Oh.
Edelgard's trying to seize Aryan Road personally?
The Emperor has panache, I'll give her that. It takes some real guts to confront the Kingdom and Alliance simultaneously. If you ask me, it feels like quite a roll of the dice for us to keep focusing on the West, while the Imperial threat marches towards us unchecked.
Push for helping. Does this matter? Like, we have a goal. Suppress the Western Rebellion. Aryan Road will be fine.
It seems like we should be taking care of our own business in the West before we turn our attention to Aryan Road.
Agreed. If we don't quell this rebellion, the very kingdom could collapse in on itself. Of course, we can't turn a blind eye to the Empire's attack either. But
Oh,
taking
yeah.
the sword to these insurrectionists must be our top priority.
Indeed. Considering the relative urgencies of both situations, the trouble in the West takes precedence. That said, the thought of Aryan Road falling into her hands is a difficult one to stomach.
Send forth the Knights of Seiros, then. We may be few in number, but even a small force can be all the difference when defending a siege. And given the debt we owe you, the Archbishop will surely not refuse you this favor.
Thank you, Sedith. I'll send an envoy to her at once. Go to Lady Rhea and request reinforcements from the knights at both Arundel and Aryan Road. Tell her, if Arundel proves too difficult to pacify, her knights should not hesitate to abandon it. If such an eventuality comes, they're to fall back to Aryan Road and hold the fortress with the others. Understood?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Okay,
We don't
fair
have time
enough.
to be sitting on our hands either. Let's hurry up and end this rebellion.
Right you are. There's not a moment to waste. We'll begin our war council at once.
Okay, so another one popped up. I'd stopped recording and everything, just doing my own thing. And one popped up right at the end here. So let's see, Baron Dominic.
I see. Then the regicide of our late King Lambert was orchestrated by none other than you and your accomplices here, Viscount Mateus.
Yes.
What's more, you had the audacity to pin the blame for your crime onto the innocent people of Dusker.
We did what we believed to be right, and we still believe it so. I bear neither shame nor regret for our actions.
Our hand was forced, Baron. We took no pleasure in the deed. But we could not lie down and allow Lambert to trample over us with his tyrannical policies.
His beloved Eastern lords may have submitted with naught but a whimper, knowing full well that they would always have the favor of the king.
You know, having all these, like, important people in Fargus just be generic random nobodies, I think really takes away from a lot of the story in this. It's just like, oh, like they were talking about Baron Dominic at the start of the chapter. I was like, okay, cool. They're gonna convince, you know, Gustav's brother. He's just a random dude in a can. Okay. Oh, I no longer care about any of these people. The minute I see them and they're just this, just oh,
But we in the West refuse to play his game. It's as simple as that.
I understand the situation you found yourself in, but I fail to see the righteousness or necessity in the measures you chose. Of course, aspects of Lambert's reign troubled me as well. Yet one can never predict what may lie on the other side of a violent, radical revolution. With that understanding in mind, I decided to obey the late king's wishes. If you took issue with his policy, you should have made a formal protest. Surely a dialogue is a more preferable outcome to cold-blooded murder.
Any protest we made would never have drowned out the chorus of his blind devotees.
Wrong. His Majesty would have listened had you only explained your troubles. I'm sure of it. Instead, you cast aside your duties as his retainers, crawled into a fetid bed with the Empire, and ended his life like the base cowards you are.
all right, go off.
Well, the time has come to face judgment for your sins.
My. Do you really think yourself so different from them, dear Baron?
Cornelia, you scheming wretch.
Judgment for your sins? Do you think this is one of that decrepit church's tired old parables? Sorry, but you're part of this now, trapped here like the rest of us. So be a good little boy and do your part in sowing chaos in Fargus and the rest of Fódlan while you're at it.
Like, you know too much. Okay. Huh, interesting. But yeah, it still sucks that they're just generic nobodies with meaningful titles in Fargus, but all right. So that's set up, and to continue the thought I had, you know, a few days ago when I was actually recording that, I almost feel like I would rather not see these nobles whatsoever than not have any sort of presence. than have that generic look to them. So many blue things that just sit here. Okay. But, of course, a new chapter comes new supports. I don't think we have too many here, but we might. It might be a bunch of compiled ones. But let's get them going, and then we'll be off to the map. But let's see. We have Shez and Dimitri B. Oh, wait. Is this... Oh, just take some time. Okay, it's like I didn't miss this, right? Same with Ingrid? Okay. Shez and Dimitri.
Oh, you're awake. Don't worry, it's only been a few hours.
What happened? The last I remember, I was training some of our new recruits.
You got hit by some stray magic. Pretty hard, too.
Yes, that's right. How could I have let my guard fall so carelessly?
Probably the exhaustion. You usually sidestep stuff like that, no problem. Everybody was really worried about you, though. Dedue and Felix in particular didn't know what to do with themselves. Guess the silver lining is that it forced you to get some rest. If only for a few hours.
Apologies for causing such a disturbance. I'm fine now, I assure you.
Uh-huh, sure you are. I know you're just gonna get straight back to work if I leave you be. But hey, take a look around first.
The room is immaculate. Is this your handiwork?
Yep. Though we left anything that seemed like it would need your input. Figured we could at least take care of the small stuff while you were out, though. Oh, and everyone, and I mean everyone, thinks you should be taking more breaks.
I'm certainly grateful for the gesture. But how did you find time for this amidst your other responsibilities?
It was easy once we split everything up. Felix, Dedue, and I wrapped up the training session in your stead. Then Rodrigue and Sylvain handled the rest of your paperwork. You might want to glance through it later, though.
I'm kind of confused what they're talking about. They're like, take a look around. I was like, what does that mean? What is immaculate? This tent? It makes it sound like we put them up in like a hotel that we built ourselves. I don't...
Ingrid tended to the horses, while Ash and Annette helped organize all your books. Oh, and Mercedes baked some wonderful treats for you. They'll have you back on your feet in no time. What else? What else? Oh, right. We sent some soldiers out to check on the nearby villages, too.
Incredible. I never expected you to do this much.
Boast a bit.
Well, the Blue Lions can be pretty dependable when we put our minds to it, huh? Maybe you can trust us a little more now that you've seen what we can do.
This isn't a matter of trust. I deeply depend on every single person in this army.
Then why didn't you tell anyone else about how you went and buried all those villagers? Everyone was stunned when I mentioned it to them. They want to hear about that stuff from your mouth, not mine.
Yes, My apologies.
If you're really sorry, then you won't let it happen again. Anyway, go get some more rest. And don't try to say you're not tired just so you can keep working.
I see I can't fool you. Though in truth, I doubt I'll be able to doze off again so soon after enjoying my first dreamless sleep in ages.
In that case, come kill some time with me. I'm sure the training grounds will be free by now.
Yes, that sounds lovely. And, thank you.
Okay. Confusion in the middle aside, I mean, the message of what the support was conveying still comes through. That was a pretty good one. He's like, you fucking workaholic. Stop. We got this. It's fine. Don't do everything yourself. But we got B with Dedue.
Hey, Dedue. It looked like you were having some trouble out there during training today. All good?
It is not uncommon. Many soldiers do not think highly of me.
Why's that?
As you know, I am from Duskur. Relations with my home have improved now that His Majesty has taken the throne. But many still hold misgivings about fighting beside someone like me.
Question their distrust.
Really? I don't see why.
The tragedy of Duscur shook the entire kingdom to its core, and now I am among the royal guard, an honor often reserved for the children of nobles. As I am neither noble nor knight, many are displeased at my position.
Yeah, that kind of stuff always makes people jealous. I've got tons of rumors flying around about me, too. Not that I blame them. I was just a regular merc, plucked off the street and into the officers' academy just because I happened to bump into Dimitri. All of it was a lucky break, if you ask me. Kinda natural it would get under people's skin.
True. We are both here due to happenstance involving His Majesty. It is in the nobility's instinct to resent us for claiming their rightful roles. Missing out due to sheer luck is cruel indeed.
I'm sure Dimitri's got his hands full balancing it all, too. One wrong move, and we could be faced with a full-on rebellion. But you know, I think there's an easy way to solve this. We just have to prove we're both capable leaders, that we deserve people's support. It's like I said before, as long as we get results, trust and respect will follow.
True.
Even the biggest skeptics will have to throw their weight behind us if we can show we have what it takes.
Something you learned as a mercenary.
Yep. There was this thief we had in our company, real shady guy. Nobody trusted him, but he did his work just as well as anyone else. And before long, everyone had pretty much warmed up to him. After a year or so, even I was joking around with him like he was an old friend.
He won your trust.
Of course, we didn't know for sure he wouldn't just run off with all our stuff one night. But that's why people like you are so valuable. You know, people who keep an eye out for anything suspicious.
I see.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk your ear off.
No, I appreciate it. I will try to follow your advice.
Okay, that was nice. Then we got Shez and Ashby.
Hey, what's wrong? Something on your mind?
Kinda, yeah. Remember before when we were talking about my mom? The more I think about it, the more I'm realizing she really was a strange person.
What do you mean?
Exactly that. Everything about her was kinda just a mystery. I've spent hours trying to puzzle out how she might have ended up in that remote village, but I keep coming up empty. I mean, someone that smart is rare even in the biggest cities, right? She practically knew everything. Even using magic was a breeze for her.
She may not have talked much about her past, but can you think of anything she mentioned that could give you a clue? Maybe something about the people she knew, or unique things she owned.
If she did, it's not coming to me. She's been gone so long now. So yeah, nothing really springs to mind. I don't even have any mementos to remember her by.
Then we'll just have to investigate. I'll help.
Investigate? As in my mom? Where'd that come from?
Well, both of my parents died in an epidemic when me and my siblings were still very young. I still have some hazy memories of them. Food they used to make, that kind of stuff. But that's really all I have left. And since they were commoners, there's almost no record of them. All my searches came up empty. I know how much that hurts, so it's not hard for me to sympathize with what you're going through.
Huh.
Really, it's just so I can get my own closure. We don't have to do it if you don't want to.
All right.
Oh, sure.
I'm in. I'd love to learn some more about my mom. Okay then, how are we doing this thing?
The most sensible place to start would be talking to people who knew her.
I doubt anyone in the village really remembers her, though. We weren't exactly the most social family.
Still, someone must have known her. It's impossible to stay completely unnoticed in those small mountain towns. It's entirely feasible one of the villagers can tell us something. Or, what about the village chief?
If anyone's gonna remember her, it's him. But for all I know, he could be dead by now, too.
Then we'll just have to send a letter and find out. And if we never get a response because no one there can read, well, in that case, we can go ourselves.
Guess it's worth a shot. I feel kinda bad sending a messenger out that far, but we might as well see what happens.
Great. Now come on, let's get started on that letter.
Okay, maybe we'll actually learn something from this support, since we know pretty much nothing about Shez's background. All right, Mercedes B.
That should be everything in its place now.
And high time we took a break, if you ask me. Lugging all those boxes was hard work. Hey, why don't you join me for a meal? Might be nice to head into town for once.
I'm not that hungry just yet, though. Oh, I've got it. If you'd like, we could have a tea party. I have a cache of delicious treats we can eat as well.
Sure, I guess I could go for some tea. Where'd that idea come from, though?
Well, I received some sugar recently as a gift from one of the soldiers I mended back to health. I used it to bake the most wonderful confections. I'd love for you to try them.
Huh, that does sound good. And a little something sweet once in a while never hurt anyone.
Then we're settled. Give me just a moment, I'll get everything ready.
Whoa, these are incredible. I've never had anything quite like them before.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm particularly happy with how those turned out.
It does actually taste kind of familiar, though. Almost like the snack my mom used to make.
Really? You don't say.
Yeah. I was raised in this little village off in the mountains, absolutely surrounded by nature. Sometimes, Mom would go out and gather fruit from the trees, then bake things with them.
There's nothing better than a dessert made with fresh fruit. I love them myself.
Honestly, fruit desserts are like top tier.
You can knead them into dough and bake them, or preserve them in honey so they can be enjoyed the whole year round.
My mom's stuff was never quite as fancy as the things you make, but they were special in their own way. And even though we didn't have them too often, just one hint of that flavor, and it's like I'm a kid again. Guess they were just that good.
It's wonderful you have that memory to look back on. I can tell the time you spent with your mother was very precious to you.
For sure, though I don't remember it too well anymore.
Can I ask you something? Do you ever wish you could return to the past? To those days with your mother?
I mean, it's a nice thought, I guess.
It would be great to go back if I could, yeah. We'd have so much more to talk about now that I'm older. But the past is the past. My mom is gone, and there's nothing I can do to change that.
Yes. Yes, I suppose you're right.
Hey, what's wrong? Was it something I said?
Oh, my apologies. I must have been daydreaming for a moment there. Here, try this one next. I made it specially to pair with the tea.
Sure. Thanks.
Poor Mercedes. Her abusive-ass family. And then we have Annette B.
Hey, what are the words to that song again? Something about an eagle and a lion flying through the sky?
Oh boy. I forgot how this one started. Yeah, okay.
A flying lion? Pretty sure I know the song you're talking about, but those definitely ain't the lyrics I've heard. The one I know is about some horse with a human face running through the greenest grass you ever did see.
Now that you mention it, that does sound familiar. What a weird thing to sing about. I wonder who wrote it.
Yeah, this isn't working.
You can say that again. I finally finished rewriting the lyrics and everything, but they aren't catching on. Not at all.
I've even heard people theorizing that the horse with a human face is some kind of grand metaphor. You know, since he's a mix of human wisdom and a horse's pure strength, the song is saying that the brave warrior who possesses both will win in the end. Or that the horse is some kind of messenger sent by the goddess to punish sinners.
What?
Why did it come to this? I didn't have any of that stuff in mind when I was writing it. I just wanted to sing about a knight rushing through an open field. And then I snuck in a tiny bit of Dusker mythology that Dedue told me about.
Not sure how you got from that to a song about a horse with a human face.
I already told you that's not what it is. It's a mythological warrior being from Dusker legend.
All right, all right. Either way, everyone obviously prefers the original version. So, all's well that ends well, right? They say once people hear a song, it's out of the composer's hands forever. The author is dead, all that stuff.
I know you're just saying all this to make me feel better.
No.
It's not just to make you feel better, though. I really believe it. I'm sure all great artists across the centuries have dealt with this exact problem at one point or another.
I don't care about the troubles of people from the distant past. It's happening to me, right now. And there's nothing I can do about it.
Is he a fuck them? They're not me. I'm me, and I hate this.
Listen, Annette. Songs have a lot of power. They help people in need, give them courage when they're down on their luck. And if you ask me, I think yours could inspire our troops out on the battlefield, too.
I don't know.
Hey, what even is a human-faced horse anyway? Is it some kind of monster?
Ain't no monster I've ever heard of. Maybe it's a horrible beast that comes crawling up out of the bowels of the earth.
I love this guy's voice. This mercenary. Whoever voiced his lines put everything they got into him.
Don't say stuff like that. You're gonna ruin a perfectly happy song.
Aww.
Okay, let's see. And then, you know what, let's go back to Mercedes. Oh, the A with Dimitri. Okay.
Is it much further, Mercedes? We'll likely need to rest soon.
We're just about there. See? It's right over that hill.
I had no idea there was a village here.
Actually, I used to live in this village once upon a time. You can see the church where I stayed in the distance.
It is a place of stunning beauty and quiet. It almost feels like coming home somehow.
Oh, Mercedes! It's been so long. Come to visit your mother, have you?
It has been a while, hasn't it? And no, I'm mostly here to show my friend around.
My, what a handsome young man. Are you with the Knights of Seiros?
What? Oh, no. I'm the kingdom's... I'm a member of their army.
You don't say. Guess that means you work closely with our Mercedes here. Well, if you've got the time, go pop into the church. I'm sure the priest and little ones will be delighted to see you.
Absolutely. Also, I do want to say hello to Mother, since we've come all this way.
I always find it nerve-wracking to meet friends of friends.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, she's harmless. She works over at the church. My mother and I owe her a lot. There are many people there who share similar circumstances to our own. Too many, I'm afraid. Still, the priest accepts anyone and everyone who comes to him for aid.
Such open-mindedness is rare in these times. I wonder if it's because of the church's teachings.
You know, this village would look very different had you not accepted the central church.
Well, I've heard the most unpleasant rumors about the southern church, and I don't know how to govern all these villages myself.
I realize you know far more than me when it comes to things like politics and war, but I still thought it was important for you to see what you're protecting with your own eyes.
Which is why you insisted I accompany you. To be honest, I have no idea how the war will change Fódlan, but I will do everything in my power to protect this place, and all others like it.
Thank you, Dimitri. Let's head on over to the church. There are some wonderful views on the way there. There are fields of flowers, beautiful brooks. Goodness, so many things I want to show you. Oh, and I need to say hello to my mother and the priest while we're at the church.
I suppose I should give them my regards as well. Considering I hold your life in my hands as your commanding officer.
My, you're so nervous. Perhaps you should let me handle the introductions. I'll just tell them you're someone very important to me.
Wait, Mercedes. That may lead to some untoward conclusions.
Oh, absolutely.
Sorry, it was just a joke, I promise. I didn't mean to fluster you. Still, I much prefer this Dimitri to the scowly one I always seem to see.
You are a master of catching me off balance, Mercedes.
Okay, that was sweet. A little bit of insight into how, you know, the, I guess, backwater, technically, parts of Fargus are. but maybe not all of them, considering, you know, we go back to the main story. It's like, man, Fargus citizens are the most stubborn, self-centered. Like, they hate their freedom. They don't like change. They're not open-minded. Anyway, Ash and Dedue.
Oh, it's so late. I didn't mean to take this much of a detour.
Just getting back?
Hey, Dedue. Hope I didn't worry you.
You didn't. You were in town, yes?
I went to pick up some supplies, but on the way back I saw these flowers blooming, and I just couldn't help but pick some.
Ah, yarrows.
They're used as an ingredient in healing salves. Although you can also slap the leaves on your wounds and get mostly the same effect. Oh, and I plan on soaking them in alcohol. It'll produce a liquid that can be used for a wonderful ointment. Though I suppose it would be faster to just use healing magic.
You seem well informed on the subject.
Lenato knew all about it. So I picked up a few things from him.
Lord Lenato had an interest in plants?
Oh, sure. He kept tons of botanical encyclopedias and books like that in his room. He loved flowers. He even kept a small herb garden at Castle Gaspar. Hey, you like gardening too, right?
Yeah, I was just about to say, it's like, Dedue hasn't talked about gardening with anyone yet this game.
I mean, you were always watering the flowers in the greenhouse back at Garreg Mach.
I suppose I do, though I know little of the medicinal properties.
Yeah, I guess knowing how to grow plants is different from knowing how to use them.
Even so, the greenhouse was a treasure to me.
You're right about that. I found flowers there I'd never even seen in Castle Gaspar's garden.
I would like very much to visit this garden of yours one day.
We should go! Of course, a lot has happened since I last saw it, but my younger siblings should still be looking after it.
I look forward to it. Though, how did Lord Lenato come to know so much about medicinal herbs?
He used to serve Grand Duke Rufus, so maybe he studied them while he was in the capital.
Perhaps.
Sorry, I'm just sitting here chatting away when I should be off making myself useful.
Of course. Medicinal herbs.
Okay. I'm interested. Try to get that one for sure. I mean, it stops it with one more. Oh, and then Dimitri and Dedue B.
You must rest, Your Majesty. These late hours will only undermine your health.
I appreciate your concern, but I fear sleep eludes me after our last battle. No need to wait for me to do, or to worry. I'll rest when I find a suitable stopping point.
You said the same the other day, then worked until the break of dawn.
I should know better than to argue when you get like this. Very well. I'll rest once I know these documents contain no errors. And if you assist me, it will go all the faster.
This is written in the language of Duscar. Is it a letter to the leadership?
Yes. I'd asked their cooperation in investigating a number of matters pertaining to the tragedy of Duscar. Some interim reports arrived the other day, so I'm thanking them for those and requesting a further investigation into another matter.
I see. Such important tasks warrant daylight. Can this not wait until morning?
And what if I fall in battle tomorrow and the work remains forever unfinished? I must do all that I can while I still draw breath. I will uncover the truth of that day and exact revenge for the dead. I swear it.
This feels like if I didn't get this B support this chapter, I would have been locked out. Considering, you know, this chapter's whole thing about uncovering what really happened in the tragedy of Duscar.
There's no time to waste. After all, it doesn't appear resolving this issue will be as simple as just setting all the perpetrators to meet their end.
All the more reason to rest and preserve your health.
My rest and health can wait. At least until I've looked through these inquiries into the Western Front. And I should put in some training before I sleep, to make up for all this desk work.
Do you still have nightmares of that day?
You remember then? I'm surprised. I've not mentioned them in years. I used to summon you to my room under the pretense of keeping you safe from the others in the castle. Then I'd have you listen to me babble until sleep finally claimed me.
I've always been grateful for the consideration you showed.
It was my own selfishness, nothing praiseworthy.
Well, if sleep still evades you, I would be happy to lend an ear.
That would only succeed in exhausting us both. We have an early start tomorrow, so please, get some rest. I know you will once again implore me not to overextend myself. But I assure you that I know my own limits better than anyone.
I don't know that I agree with you.
At least let me bring tea before I depart.
That would be wonderful to do. And apologies for always putting you through so much trouble.
Okay, a lot of really nice supports in this support block. And then, yep, take some time to finish that one off. All right, it is time. Let's head out to the war map and get the chapter going. So, Elliger territory, quelling the rebellion. The Western Lords have conspired with Cornelia to rebel against the crown. You must eliminate them swiftly to restore order to the kingdom. All right.
Gustav, Annette, the success of this plan lies on your shoulders.
We've got this, Your Majesty. I swear, we'll make my uncle see the light.
You sure about this, Dimitri? I probably shouldn't be saying this in front of the Baron's relatives, but the Western Lords could end up convincing Baron Dominic to lead them once more. Killing him now could spare us a storm of grief later.
It would be quicker, I'll admit that. But convincing him to join our cause will pay dividends later on. I'm sure of it.
Not to mention that the Baron's eldest son possesses a crest of his own. Even if the father falls, what's to stop the other lords from promoting his heir as their standard bearer?
That's exactly why I'd rather this end with Baron Dominic as an ally, not a corpse. But first, we'll need to whittle down the armies of the other Western Lords. Only then can we seek an opportunity to reach him.
Dimitri, we should get moving.
Right you are. Our numbers in this battle will be few. Much of our army is off defending Aryan Road from the Empire. In other words, this fight shall not be an easy one.
Bet.
But we cannot afford to fail. And I will need all of your help to ensure we do not.
I wonder what the Dimitri of a few months ago would say if he could hear you now. For what it's worth, I like this version of you better. You seem more at ease.
At ease, hmm? Yes. Perhaps I am.
Look at you go, actually making friends. I can tell this has been quite a fulfilling time for you. Not to say I'm not pleased myself. I only hope you haven't forgotten your true purpose among all this camaraderie.
The Ashen Demon.
If you ever hope to reach the highest of heights, you need a powerful aspiration driving you forward. You know, when we first met, I was struck by the undeniable might of your will. Such strength laid bare the tremendous potential you hold for growth.
Yeah, that's just the plus 29 Mercurius. It's fine.
But if you lose sight of your driving purpose, the growth I hope so dearly for you may not, in fact, come to pass.
Hey, Arvel.
Yes?
Don't you think you're getting a bit too obsessed with this little grudge match?
Maybe so. Though I don't believe that's all there is to it.
And my purpose? Why can't we just say it's fighting for Dimitri and call it a day? Right now, that's just as important to me as surpassing the Ashen Demon. Maybe even more so. Arvel, out with it.
I suppose it just feels like our destiny. Like it's something we're meant to do.
All right. Defeat Cornelia. Gustav routed. Oh boy, gotta keep him alive. I'm sure that'll go great. Let's see. Sacred Shield. Conjure a magic shield to reduce damage from enemy weapons. Okay. Call in guards to defend an allied army. Decrease the durability of all enemy strongholds at the beginning of battle. Begin the battle with enemy's HP bar slightly decreased. Assign an armored unit to protect allies as they advance. Sacred Shield sounds good. Poison tactic. Call in guards, and I'll do the only reservation I have for this one is this also makes it so it's harder for me to get if the kill amount is too high, you know, this makes it harder. But do it. What is 1800, but it's 23-minute completion time, really? Okay. Well, let's see. Oh, Dimitri's a Dark Knight right now. I guess that is kind of a wild change, but also not really. Like, I don't have his next fancy class, but High Lord goes to Paladin immediately anyway. And then I gave him Dark Knight instead of Holy Knight because why not? Dark Knight's neat. And I think it gives, you know, this panache seems pretty good. So there's that. And it's a Grimory right now. Mercedes. You know what? With Annette being like topical for this, we'll do that. Dancer to do. I talked about him. Gotta use him. Shez. Okay, I have the weapon trying. No, I don't. I don't have an axe user. I think I'm actually going to swap Ash out for Flame.
I can fight as well.
That way we have at least an axe somewhere on the field. All right.
Viscount Mate.
That the guitar riff to just open things up. Man.
We will proceed as planned.
You there.
I'll give it 1000%.
You
Leave everything
there.
to me.
Let's begin.
Eus, Viscount Elidor.
I'm going.
Sure.
Hear you loud and clear.
I'm just,
Aren't holding
I don't know
anyone
what else to
back.
do.
But where's my uncle in all of this?
As we discussed, we will focus our efforts on persuading the Baron to join our cause and chip away at the others en route.
We march together. I will make my brother see reason if it is the last thing I do.
With all the progress we've made, the Western Lords are probably feeling the heat pretty hard. I bet he'll be receptive.
Okay. Escort Gustav to Baron. I mean, but where is he going? The door's not open.
We won't have much hope of persuading the Baron without you, Gustav.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Not a problem.
Stay vigilant.
Assassinate. The double attack thing, I can't quite tell.
The price of their folly.
The Western Coalition appeared to stop. Oh, they're fine.
There are likely more awaiting us elsewhere as well. Stay vigilant.
Hello.
This ends now. Give in.
Stay out of my way.
All right, clear them.
Nobody's stopping me from reaching my uncle.
Hell yeah, Net.
This stronghold will fall.
Out of the way.
Oh, okay. You know what? No, I see it. I didn't notice it at first.
Onward.
Okay, they took that. So let's see. Now that there's more open.
We must
Dimitri, go
I'll
there.
Give it 1000%.
Annette
everything to me.
there.
Shall we?
Mercedes, take
Let's
that.
give it a shot.
Hear you loud and clear.
Sylvain, take.
Come on. Let's hear you loud and
I
clear.
missed. Take that.
I'll make short work of this.
I'll do what I can. It's worth a shot.
Felix
I will
there.
give it my all.
Flame
do my
there.
part.
Not a problem.
Go there. All right. Gonna finish this guy up with the do. Hopefully, he stops blocking. All right. And then with the do, also take that base captain right here.
What savage beasts! Dispose of them!
Hello.
No matter what may come our way, we can fend them off so long as we stand together.
Okay, these Cavalier, there we go. Grouped up. And okay.
Give in.
Nice. Absolutely deleted. Do a fire sweep. Assassinate. Killed one. One of those. All right, get those dancer buffs going. Fire sweep. There we go. All right. They're doing good.
Leave everything to me.
We will proceed as
Do
planned.
that.
We must
that.
strive to perform to the best of our ability.
Okay. Felix took
I'll do what I
out
can.
that guy real fast.
We
God
march
dang.
on me.
I will give it my all. I shall
Have
do
them
my part.
go. Oh.
I will give
Oh wait.
it my all.
I'm killing that. Okay. Shez. Take that one. Yeah, that one on the map is the one there.
That should do it. Let's keep moving, Gustav.
Defeat the gatekeeper. Fire sweep. Oh, I missed my assassinate. Shit. Night. Oh, hello. Oh. Too early. Still too early. Shit. There we go. It also buffs everyone around me, and everyone is here. Okay. Gatekeeper is
dead ahead. Onward.
which gate?
No regrets.
Hello? Neither gate is. Do I have to walk up to it? Like what?
It's net time. Yeah.
Do I gotta kill this guy through the wall? Like I don't. What am I waiting on? Is that guy not supposed to be behind the wall? Oh, it was fucking
All that's left is to convince my uncle.
slow ass Gustav not walking forward.
Freeze! Gustav, how did you break through?
So you mean to sway our precious Baron Dominic to your cause? Well, I won't allow it.
I'm not gonna lose.
Will you not?
Get back!
I think Annette. I don't remember if the other Grimoires have axes or if this is unique to Annette. I mean, it's fitting given that it's Annette, but I love that.
Surely you see the Western Lords have no hope of winning this fight, my brother. But together, we can put an end to that seductress.
Yet if I join you and we should fail, what becomes of us then? What becomes of the citizens of my barony?
The House Dominic align itself with the royal family. this evil rebellion will fall to its knees.
My name carries weight, yes, but I lack the might to back it up. Do not expect such things from me, Gustav.
Yeah, right. No regrets.
Bro, die.
Robert died by Cornelia's hand, and she
They're
is
just
who
sitting
you
there
choose
blocking.
to side with.
Get him out.
The decision was not one I took lightly, but I have a responsibility to keep my people safe. However, my heart lies not in this fight. If you can promise victory, then I will join you.
Okay, there's some movement finally. Let's see,
I will give it my
Flame,
all. Let us move out. I will give it my
Mist,
all.
Flame
I shall do
there.
my part.
And I will say
We will proceed as planned.
Dimitri,
Hear you loud and clear.
Sylvain,
I'll make short work.
Shall we?
and
Let's give it a
Mercedes.
shot.
Let's begin.
I'll do what I can.
And have Felix
It's
tackle
worth a shot.
that. Oh,
I'll do what I
Felix,
can.
open this.
We march.
Thank you, my brother. You will not regret this decision.
So is this gonna open too, or?
With my uncle on our side, we've got nothing to be afraid of.
So this is the sting of betrayal, Allow me to put you in your place. Oh, my dear Titanus, hunt these beasts down.
Ooh. Okay.
I'll give it 1,000%. Leave everything to
Do
me.
that. Fist, don't got that. Lance, Dimitri.
We will proceed
Head over
as
there.
planned.
Ice magic. I don't believe
We
I have
must
that
strive to
either.
perform to the-
I'm going.
Oh,
Cannot
there are
afford to
other
lose the
people
Baron
here, huh?
After all we've done to secure his cooperation, I've awaited this moment. We must defeat the Western Lords and see him safe.
all right. Well, atrocity. Oh my God, the damage. Wheel sweep.
Another one of Cornelia's weapons. Damage will be immeasurable if such a monstrosity is let loose.
Take a breath. Let me at him.
Go to a net. There we go. Abraxas. Excalibur.
Conventional tactics will not serve us
Get out
much
of
good.
that. How,
It's
okay.
worth a shot.
They're doing all right. Let's have
Not a
Shez. Oh, that's Baron Dominic. Okay. Said there were reinforcements. It looks like the reinforcements are pretty much
I shall do my
already. Oh, Flame. Heal.
Cornelia said we would win this handily.
If they're working with Cornelia, then were the Western Lords involved in the tragedy?
This was our only option, Your Majesty. The Western Lords, we...
No words can spare you now. You may plead your case to my father, beyond the veil of death.
All right, let me switch to Dimitri.
No shame for what we've done.
Atrocity.
Why must so many die for the sake of your so-called justice?
The Titanus. How? I had only reinforced its shell further.
Well, it's not very good. So, he didn't do a great job at reinforcing, clearly. Titanus Slayer.
Which? She had that in her back pocket this whole time?
Our knowledge runs far deeper than you barbarians could ever hope to understand.
That's the last of the reinforcements. Things should be a little calmer now.
So which way? I've just been kind of in
Let
this
us march,
area
my
for
brother.
the last 5
We
minutes.
can reach Cornelia via the drawbridge to the east.
Okay. Oh, really? Jesus, guys.
How
We're
dare
really
you.
looping
Let's see how you like a taste of the Viscum's
like
power.
this. Viscum.
What is this?
Mystery soldier. Okay, there we go.
Those are the same weapons we fought back in Ferdiad. There must be a way to shut them down somewhere nearby.
Yeah. Yeah, it's right there. Hello. You want another one? I'll give you another one.
I don't know
Y'all
what's up
fucked
with
up.
those soldiers, but they're going after the Baron.
Oh, there's another one here.
As if they'll
You
let us. Already seen those weapons back in
are
Ferdiad.
not actually here anymore.
We know what to do. Form a barrier.
All right, stop the Viscum.
Whew, that was close.
Sacred
Let's go,
shield.
Uncle.
Why can't you just be good little rats and die like you're supposed to?
They just don't stop
Okay.
coming. Come on, let's take them out.
Barrier will reduce damage from the the Viscum's already gone. What do you mean? God, Atrocity does so much damage.
Hear me well. Lower this drawbridge at once.
Is that Baron Dominic? Yes, my lord. Right away.
Thank you, Uncle. Just a little
There
bit
we go.
further now.
Okay.
Walk through. So, the cover on my life.
Stopped again.
You shall
Okay.
not break through. You're mine.
We don't have time for this. What's your code?
That's what I'm saying. Dusker General
Forgive the
appeared.
delay, Warrior King of Fargus. Allow us to join the fray.
Okay, they opened that. Got it. Let's. No, just let them do whatever.
I will not forget this kindness. All units, forward!
Dusker. Tricks. What do we do now?
Calm yourself, bro. We still have plenty of cards up our sleeve.
Do you? Oh.
More of those weapons.
3.
We'll never reach that witch now.
Bro. Okay.
Let us help you. We'll shut those things down.
Additional Dusker Generals appeared. Okay.
Bear witness to my might.
Cool. I mean, I'm gonna do it all myself,
Calling for
but
reinforcements, are
cool.
you? How rude. I suppose it's time for the Western Knights to make their appearance.
The enemy will reclaim those weapons should the warriors from Dusker fall. We must bolster their defenses.
is that door?
Take a breather.
Oh, I would say, wait a minute. What's going on here?
These weapons continue to amaze me, no matter how many times we fight them. They're like nothing I've ever seen before. You're done!
There we go. All right. Let's assign
Shall we? Let's give it a shot.
We'll give
some
it 1000%.
people. How does it? Archer.
That's one down. Let's get a move on to the next one.
Okay, I was about to say. What do you mean there's still someone here? Okay. Dusker Soldier.
We will proceed as planned.
I will give it my
Blaine,
all.
deal with this
I shall do my
guy.
part. I'll give it
Annette.
1000%.
Deal with that
Leave everything to
guy.
me.
Let's begin.
Come out
It's time to
there.
move. Hear you loud and clear.
Sylvain. There.
I'll make short work of this. We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform
Dimitri
to the best of our...
there.
I'll do what I can. It's worth a
So
shot.
there, I guess. Who has not been assigned? I think that's everyone. Maybe? Oh wait, not Shez.
Not a problem.
Shez, go there. We're gonna switch back to Dedue.
Let me at him.
I'm going.
Where did Cornelia get these weapons anyway?
Scoop him up. Hit him with an assassinate.
Don't hold this against me.
Nice one. You make a good vassal.
Defeated Gatekeeper. I think is just, it's trying to catch up from things I've already done. Okay. Another fire suite. Assassinate. Love that. All right. Oh, something hit me. How's our damage? Oh, okay, we're ooh, and kill wise, we're doing good. Okay. Operate. That man is charging up. There we go. I was like, please.
That's that then. On to Cornelia. Clever little vermin, aren't they? I'll need some time to reactivate the Viscum. I trust you know what to do, Count.
Yes, of course. I suppose that means I'll be going out.
Count Row has appeared. Okay. Is he all alone? Yes.
We move now. We will we must strive to perform to the best of our.
I will give.
What's going on? Oh, following Baron Dominic, I guess, and Gustav. It's like, what's going on in this corner? What y'all up to? Oh?
Ro himself is joining this battle. Let us not. Do what you must to protect those controls.
Worry not, King of Fargus. We will not let the controls fall into enemy hands.
Spindling, baby. Okay, there's two over there, two over here.
Off the enemy reinforcements, but we must stay vigilant. Those guarding the weapons cannot be defeated.
We cannot let them reclaim those weapons. Do not allow the enemy near the strongholds.
We'll be fine.
Send help to the Dusker soldiers. They need assistance controlling those strongholds.
By time, she says.
Call in guards.
I'm no fighter.
We don't need them anymore.
Allow me. We will be counting on you.
Counting. I get it. Because it's Count Row. I see you did
Managed to fight them off for now. Nicely done, everyone.
How we doing? All right, 12 more, and we don't have to worry about it. Sick.
Where did I go wrong?
Enough of this, Cornelia. None remain who can shield you from our vengeance.
I'd hope to keep my hands clean, but it seems there's nothing for it. Entertain me, boy.
Hello, you are about to be entertained
There will be no escape
by a dancing. Oh, I'm out of dancer meter.
You kingdom dogs are good at giving chase. I must admit, mad.
It's only us in turn now. But keep your heads on straight. And
Okay.
watch out for those weapons.
Give in!
She alive?
Out of soldiers
Oh, look at you.
already. I told Tallis I needed more than this.
Not much further. Everyone, together!
Nice. I think Sylvain got the killing blow too.
Lose? Curse this feeble flesh.
Just posing, squatted up.
Says the witch. It's time she told us the truth.
Hell yeah. All right. Outside of that middle section, we're just sitting there. Wasn't too bad.
What a horrible way to treat a saint.
Your mages have met their end, Cornelia. And soon, so will you. You cannot warp yourself out of this. Now let me ask you again. What became of my stepmother? Does she yet live?
No, long dead, I'm afraid. She killed the husband who kept her from the sweet little daughter she loved so dearly, only to lose her own life at that same daughter's hand.
You can't mean...
Didn't I already tell you? Your stepsister has the answers. So this body has reached its end. How pitifully frail you all are.
Oh, okay. Abrupt. I can get through this and get more. Okay.
If I seek the truth, I'll have to retrieve it from the Emperor herself. Cornelia said as much before her spirit left this realm. Only a fool would take that temptress at her word. But I do believe there is truth to her claim. Edelgard knows something. The Empire was surely involved in my father's death. And perhaps she was as well.
Hold on, Boar. You owe us all an explanation here. The Emperor is your stepsister?
Yeah, surprise.
My apologies. I suppose I never mentioned it.
Hey, so Cornelia is just dead like that, huh?
So if I've got this straight, after you were born, your dad got remarried to her mom?
Correct. Though the truth of my stepmother's background was never revealed to the public, as you can imagine. Of course, all that is in the past now. There is no reason to keep hiding it from my closest allies.
Your Majesty, if I may, I can handle the explanation.
That will no doubt prove faster. You knew my father many years longer than I did.
It all started 20 years ago, when a dreadful plague ravaged Ferdiad. King Lambert's wife was among those claimed by its spread. In hopes of bringing an end to the epidemic, the king sought experts from across the land. Scholars, doctors, mages. Among those, it was an imperial scholar by the name of Cornelia who finally turned the page on our suffering and put an end to the pestilence.
Oh yes, I've heard about that. She helped develop many of the districts in the capital as well, didn't she?
It's a little weird to think she's the one who planned out the places we all lived.
They even used to call her a saint. What could have happened to her to make her so... different?
Interestingly enough, she never asked for any kind of reward for her feat. Well, at first. In lieu of any compensation, monetary or otherwise, she requested that we rescue one of her old friends from the Empire. Which is the story of how the late king came to meet his future wife, Lady Patricia. Or should I say, Lady Anselma.
I don't get it. Why would she need saving?
I'm not sure of all the details myself, but I know she was banished from the court after becoming involved in some sort of political dispute. Lambert always did have a soft spot for those in need. And of course, in the thick of all that, the two developed feelings for each other. It's difficult to say for sure if it was love, but it was something.
But it was something.
Anyway,
oh, all right.
That's all I have.
Looking back on the events now, it's hard to know just how much of it was part of Cornelia's plot. In any case, I must learn more about my stepmother's death. I have no doubt it connects in some manner to the truth about the tragedy. Who was Cornelia working for? And what was Edelgard's role in all of it? If I truly want to know, well, there's only one person I can turn to.
And she's apparently storming Aryan Road right now, so, guess it's time to go pay her a visit, right?
You want to get answers from the Emperor of the very region we're at war with? Is that even possible? I mean, Edelgard is our enemy.
She and her like have stamped the life out of so many of our allies, and we've done the same to hers. I don't see how the two sides could just sit down for a chat after all that.
Perhaps not. Make no mistake, she is still our bitter enemy, but I've no other choice. We've extracted all the information we could from the Western Lords, and as Cornelia has departed this world, the Emperor is the only one left we can turn to. Gustav, I'll be leaving reconstruction of the West to you and the Baron.
Understood, Your Majesty. Do you mean to make for Aryan Road?
Indeed I do. Even the most impregnable fortress in all Fódlan cannot hold off an onslaught forever. I know not how or when Edelgard will make her presence known, but we must hold the Silver Maiden, by any means necessary.
Oh, that was weirdly like, and then you have the Crusher. I guess because, you know, we were in Dominic, you know, Baron Dominic, all that stuff, but it was just like, by the way, here you go. All right. It's a weird one because normally in 3 houses, everyone can pretty much use any type of weapon, but in this, Gremory and Annette can't use the Crusher. So I don't know, and Gremory's so good. I might end up giving the Crusher to someone else and just keep Annette as a Gremory, or we'll take her into a warrior just so she can do that. I don't know. We'll have to look. Maybe it has some special property that gives us a different option. Only time will tell. But that is another chapter down. So thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye.